Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating blueprint, and that is the architectural framework of India's educational advancement. We're going to take a really close look at how a massive, incredibly diverse nation organizes its educational infrastructure to empower its citizens and ultimately propel itself forward on the global stage. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's just step back and start with a foundational question. What actually drives a nation's development? When you look at a rapidly growing country, you have to ask, what serves as the underlying engine? Well, based on our source material today, the answer boils down to three interconnected forces: employability, innovation, and national growth. And to fuel those three forces, you need a system that specifically targets each and every one of them. So here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with India's educational triad. Then we'll break down professional, technical, and skill-based education before finally seeing how they all form a balanced, layered ecosystem. All right, let's jump right in. Section 1, India's educational triad. Moving on to Section 2, professional, specialized career paths. Okay, so when we talk about professional education, we're talking about highly structured programs. These aren't just broad strokes, general studies. No, these are rigorous pathways that are specifically designed to prepare individuals for very specialized careers. We're talking about the doctors, the lawyers, the business managers, and the teachers. This is the pillar that really produces the specialized leadership of the country. Just look at premier institutions like the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences for medicine, or the IIMs for business, and the National Law Universities. What makes these places so incredibly effective is their method. They don't just rely on textbooks. Actually, it's quite the opposite. They combine heavy, rigorous theoretical knowledge with essential, practical training. By emphasizing mandatory internships and really deep industry exposure, they ensure that their graduates are field-ready experts literally from day one. Next up, Section 3, technical, driving industrial progress. Now, notice the distinct shift in focus here. Technical education centers squarely on engineering, technology, and the applied sciences. If the first pillar was all about specialized professional services, this stream has a laser focus on innovation, design, and complex problem solving. This is exactly where the physical and digital infrastructure of the future is dreamed up and designed. And the sheer scale of this delivery network? It is massive. This is delivered through world-renowned institutes of technology like the IITs and NITs, alongside widespread polytechnics and colleges regulated by the All India Council for Technical Education. The primary goal here is crystal clear: contribute directly to industrial growth. By focusing on cutting-edge research and broad technological advancement, these institutions equip their graduates to physically build, engineer, and research the innovations that push the entire nation forward. Which brings us to Section 4, skill-based, ensuring immediate employability. For this one, two words are absolutely critical: flexible and immediate. Skill-based education is all about highly practical programming that directly addresses vocational training. It is specifically designed to meet immediate workforce demands. It's responsive, it's adaptable, and it's focused entirely on getting people ready to work right now. Think about the platforms driving this whole shebang, like the government's Skill India initiative, the National Skill Development Corporation, and the SWAYAM e-learning portal. These platforms offer short-term certifications across a massive variety of fields. We're talking everything from traditional trades in IT to hospitality in the creative industries. This pillar specifically targets youth and rural learners. It acts as an incredibly inclusive bridge, allowing people who might not have access to long-term traditional degrees to quickly gain valuable skills and enter the workforce right away. And finally, Section 5, a balanced, layered ecosystem. So when we place these three pillars side by side like a giant puzzle, the architecture becomes super clear. You've got the professional pillar, focused on specialized careers, which gives you your doctors and lawyers. Then you have the technical pillar, focused on innovation and design, leading directly to industrial and scientific progress. And rounding it out, you have the skill-based pillar focused on vocational training, bringing crucial adaptability and inclusivity to the nation's workforce. And when you stack them together as layers, you can really see the pure logic of this ecosystem. At the foundational step, skill-based education ensures broad adaptability and inclusivity across the entire population. Moving up to Step 2, technical education acts as the engine driving the country's industrial and scientific progress. And finally, Step 3, professional education, builds those highly specialized career experts who go on to lead complex sectors. Together, they literally leave no gap unfilled. Ultimately, this ecosystem is just a massive balancing act. On one side, you have the huge outward-facing forces of academic excellence and global competitiveness. But on the other side, you have the deeply rooted inward-facing needs for practical application and local empowerment. By maintaining these three distinct educational pillars, the system remarkably manages to balance these powerful global and local forces simultaneously. As the source material so eloquently concludes, this triad strengthens India's capacity to balance tradition with modernity, academic excellence with practical application, and global competitiveness with local empowerment. It really is a testament to the power of a comprehensive, multi-tiered approach to human development. Which leaves us with one final, very provocative thought to consider. As these three pillars continue to produce specialized leaders, innovative technologists, and an incredibly adaptable, highly skilled workforce at scale, how will this layered educational ecosystem reshape the future of the global workforce? It's a fascinating question for sure, and one that we'll all be watching closely in the years to come. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.